What is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney back here again. And listen, we're going to change some things up and we're going to talk about the NFL. We'll get back into the XFL. Don't worry about that. This is going to be a quicker video. And I know there are those of you guys out there that are like, Tyler, a quick video? What's going on here? But hey, listen, there's just a couple things that I wanted to talk about with what's been going on with the NFL that I wanted to share with you guys. Listen, if it's your first time here, glad to have you. If you're a return viewer, thanks for coming back and thanks for watching more videos. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. And remember, leave me those comments down in the comment section. You know that I love to converse with you guys. You know I love to talk with you down there. And listen, if you leave me a good one, I'll go ahead and I'll feature it. All right, so what I wanted to talk about is I wanted to talk about the whole Brady signing with the Buccaneers thing, because there's been a lot of content on it, but I think that there's a couple things that I really want to highlight that I really haven't seen a whole lot out there. Maybe a couple guys here or there might have kind of touched on some of this, but I kind of want to go a little bit further with that. So if you've been living under a rock, Tom Brady is going to be signing or has signed with the Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's going to be going down to Tampa Bay. He's going to be playing for Coach Arians down there. And listen, if you've been paying attention, they've got weapons down there. And they're doing all right. They've improved the defense there. They were 7-9 this past season, and really it was quarterback play that's held them back. And a lot of people have talked about that. And listen, too, I think that they're going to pick up a couple other pieces here in free agency. I think that they can do that to kind of lift that team up higher. And listen, it's going to be exciting to watch the shootout that we're going to have between Drew Brees and Tom Brady there in the NFC South. So it's definitely going to be awesome, and it's going to be great to see. But listen, this deal and him going to Tampa Bay is really about two things when I look at it. It's about the past and it's about the future. When we talk about Tom Brady, it's about his legacy and it's about what's going to happen for Tom in the future. And that's really the key thing there. The future is really what people aren't looking at in this deal. Listen, this is one of those things to where Tom is looking to the future while also reflecting on how the past is going to be looked at. Let's take the first thing and look at the past, right? So Tom Brady, listen, he's had an illustrious career, 20 plus years it's going to be by the time it's all said and done. But if he stayed in New England, the one thing everybody's going to be saying that they don't say about Peyton Manning is that, listen, he's a system quarterback, and they might not even go that bad. They might just say, listen, he can't win without Belichick. It's him and Belichick together. Now, I know a lot of guys out there have said that if they stay together, it hurts both him and Belichick because, the whole thing, they can't win without each other. That's, Belichick doesn't have that on him like Tom Brady has that on him. Tom Brady only has a few more years left, and Belichick's going to be coaching for quite some time. And the other thing, too, is he had a really good year with Matt Castle, and he had a really good year with Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, all right, time with Jimmy Garoppolo when Garoppolo was there. But here's the thing about all of that when I look at that. That plays more towards Tom Brady and what Tom Brady is than really what Bill Belichick is. Because Belichick, remember, they had that one good year with Matt Castle. Matt Castle got that really good deal, and he didn't do jack squat. And so that looks more impressive on Bill Belichick than it does on Tom Brady, to where it makes people think and just kind of question that if the greatest of all time was somewhere else, would he be the greatest of all time? And that's really the question that we have there. Listen, when you look at Peyton Manning, nobody denies that Peyton Manning was great and is one of the greatest ever, and in his own right. And it had nothing to do with a coach around him. And we've even seen that he really, in a lot of instances, was the coach there in Indianapolis, and quite possibly could have been the coach there when he was in Denver. I mean, we hear stories, all the time, like stories of, Pat McAfee, one of my favorite stories is where he talks about Austin Collie and how Peyton Manning literally kicked Austin Collie off the field for going up for a ball with only one hand, and coach telling Collie, you need to get back in there. And he's like, well, Peyton Manning told me I was out. He goes, well, go sit down. Indianapolis, that was Peyton's team. Peyton ran that team. And the thing with Tom Brady is this is about his legacy first, and a lot of people have talked about that. And that's what he wants to do with his legacy, show that he's not only was great there in New England, but and not just a great guy because of Belichick and everything that's there. He's showing that he is a great football player, all in all. And so for him to go there, listen, Bruce Arians he's coached with a lot of great quarterbacks. And so for him to go there and to do that, that's a great place for him. And so he's going to have that there. It's going to be a change of pace for him. It's going to be a nice change of pace there. And I think that that's good, and then that's welcoming for him. And he's going to get some leeway with some things that he didn't have there in New England. But just from this playing standpoint, before we move on to look into the future, for his legacy, if he can go somewhere else and be successful and do that, that's going to show that he wasn't just a system quarterback, that the greatest of all time really only was the greatest of all time because of Belichick. And so that's going to cement his legacy even more and really put him on that next level. I mean, we're not talking... in this thing, we're not talking about, going against, what's happening today's day. He's not playing against players of today. He's playing against his legacy. He's playing against the greatest of all time for these next couple years. And this will really set the bar of where he's going to set with that. And that's kind of the legacy part, which a lot of people have talked about and speculated on and done. But the other thing with this that not a lot of other people are talking about that I think is huge is Tom Brady's setting up the future for Tom Brady. He's not going to be playing football for the rest of his years, but he might still want to be around football. I can tell you right now, talking about and going back to Peyton Manning because of what he did on the field, how he managed the field, how he had the respect from all the players on the field, and the way that he did things. Listen, they didn't have to have a head coach a lot of times. When it came to the offense, they didn't need an offensive coordinator a lot of times with things. Maybe they needed somebody to coordinate things, but Peyton Manning ran that offense. I'm telling you right now, Peyton Manning could get a job coaching just about anywhere he wanted right now, based upon what he has done on the field as the field general. And I don't necessarily think that Tom Brady would get that same thing. Do I think that Tom Brady wants to be a coach? I have absolutely no clue. But what he's doing is he's setting up for his future for football, to open up those doors for him to continue on in football if he wants to, and show that he is the field general that he really is. So giving him a little bit, them giving him access to really, be able to make some decisions with the playbook and make him make some decisions, good night, I can't talk, with the player personnel and having some say in that and being able to do that, I think is a huge thing for him and for his legacy. I really do. That's going to go a long way in really saying, you know what, Tom Brady, yeah, I mean, and you could see him, becoming that head coach. You could see him becoming that offensive coordinator and taking his career from football to coaching if he so desires, whereas it would be a lot harder if he didn't. And that's just the way, because the way it is, and I look at the Manning thing, and listen, the way that he managed things and the way that he got tons of he got tons of credit for it. Whereas with Tom Brady, Belichick got all of the credit for it. And rightly so. But I think Tom Brady should have got some more credit for what he's done. And hopefully here, playing a couple years in Tampa Bay, and if they have a couple of good years there in Tampa Bay, and him leading that offense and running that offense well, and him being really the field general that he needs to be, not necessarily, Tom Terrific, where he is just amazing throwing the ball everywhere. He just needs to be the general that's leading a really good offense and leading a team. And if he can show that leadership there, we know that he's a leader, but a leader and then also a guy that is handling and managing the game. And I don't mean a field manager as in, like he's not really that good of a quarterback. I mean being a field manager with a guy that controls the offense, that controls the game, and he really is is the guy in charge. It's just not that Tom Brady isn't the puppet to Belichick's puppet master. Tom Brady really is the puppet master. And so that's what I see here. And that this could really set up his future. Not only is this going to cement the past and legitimize his legacy, this is going to take and change things into really setting him up to really still continue on and be part of the NFL, be part of the football after he's done playing. Because you can definitely tell that Tom Brady is passionate about the game of football. He loves the game of football. He's very, very competitive. And it's really hard once you get out of the sport to really get that competitive juices flowing and to really feel that. And one of the ways that a lot of guys does that it does it for them is in coaching. And so I see that could be a possibility. Now, I could be way off. I might be. But I think that when I look at this, when it comes down to it, it really was just a couple of things that I thought, with Tom Brady moving on from New England, and it really has to do with building up and lifting up his legacy and preparing himself and preparing his career to go on for the future. So, guys, that's just my thoughts. I'd love to hear what you got down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, and maybe you guys totally agree with me. Maybe you guys just think I'm off my rocker. Let me know down in the comment section. All right, well, I know that you're busy. I know that I'm busy, so let's get on out of here. You have a good night. Bye.